You don't like, right? Okay, now, does that make sense what I'm trying to talk about the whole entire time? You have to feel a perfect move be done towards you, and vice versa, going back. For you to appreciate, for you to say, no, I don't like it, man, this move, if somebody does this, I hate it. I don't like it at all. So that should be your bread and butter, should be the one that you should be trying to do those moves that you don't like, that you feel like it's dangerous. Not that danger is bad, but danger to stop. There's no way to stop that. Basically, jiu-jitsu has to be like water. Somebody try to hold you, and it's just slippery. That's the way you guys gotta understand jiu-jitsu. It's not how long you stay in the same position, but how mobile, how fluid you can skate from positions. How well you can find space. Because when you find space, you can use your elbows and knees. If you don't find space, you cannot use the elbows and knees. And if you try to use your hands, you're toasted. So you gotta have elbows and knees, because that's the close to our hips. So if you understand about elbows and knees, you can brush everything away. You can start brushing things out of your protected area. That's supposed to be the most important, right? Other problems? Any other question? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So I'm trying to figure out how to have specific goals going forward. And if I had a school that I had been training at, that I've been traveling for 2 years, I've been to probably 10 different schools. I haven't rolled with the same person twice in 2 years. How do you think I can, like, what should I be grabbing onto?
Well, that's the deal. When you are training with people that you don't know, you have to dictate the game. You have to impose. You have to really protect yourself. You cannot trust no one, not even your loved ones, with your joints. Right?
My kid tries to kill me every day.
See? You cannot trust no one with your joints.
Dude.
It's tough because you don't know who's there, you don't know where they're at in their jiu-jitsu. And so, and as a woman, I try to articulate too hard, too much, trying to protect, but at some point I want to quit just protecting myself all the time. You know, I'd like to be able to feel like, oh, I've got this move now. I can't do the same move twice because I don't have the same person. It's just, it feels like I have all these ingredients and no pot to put it in, right?
Yep. So what you gotta do, you get all those ingredients and put all on the shelves. Leave all those ingredients on the shelves, and when you have to use one, you pick it up and you do it. You're done, put it back there. Don't be confused, don't let too much knowledge in yourself get confusing. The most important for you is to survive first. And after that, when you see a possibility, you pick up a move here and you try the move. You pick up another move, but don't keep all those moves in your mind because you get confused. And what happens when you do it, you do late.
Yes.
Right?
Always.
That's how it goes. We are so confused. I've been in your shoes. I've been there for many years. What happens that you acquire so much knowledge and you got so much clouds on top of you that when you try to do the move, it's too late. And the moves, it's 2 seconds ago, or 3 seconds, whatever seconds, you already passed. What you do, you wash your mind. Clean your mind of every mechanic. Wash everything and just survive. Survive first. When you notice that somebody that you're training does not know how to survive, you go ahead and do your move. You're only going to pick up moves out of here when you know that guy doesn't know how to survive. If the guy knows how to survive, keep the moves for you. Don't wait, don't use it. Because that way, you're going to be discouraged if you do. Yeah, jiu-jitsu is not going to, the process of learning jiu-jitsu is something that you have to come to the mat, you have to acquire the knowledge, you have to practice, you have to exercise over and over and over and over. And you have to build confidence. And eventually, you have to build timing. And the timing is the most difficult things to do. Timing. A perfect timing, everything works flawless. A perfect timing. When the time's a little tiny off, just can be a little, or half seconds off, nothing works. So what happens is that we get discouraged. So best thing for you to do, don't try too much, don't try hard, just keep surviving, keep surviving. When you're in a position that you see an opening, you do it. You're in a position, somebody's in your guard, you got the hand in the collar, and you say you go ahead and do it. You think you can put it on bar, do it. When you feel that's there. But if it's not there, if you have to dig, if you have to force it, you know, now, honestly, sometimes you have to think about how much effort you want to put when you come to jiu-jitsu. And sometimes the effort that you put is going to be related to results, what kind of results you have. If you put 100% effort and you don't have no results, that's not a good idea. So the key for us is to drop down our effort to 20% and try to acquire 80% of results. That's our goal. That's our ideal. When we come to the mat, it's 100% of the opposite. 100% effort, 0 results. So now you got to think about what? I want to diminish my effort and I want to get my results higher. So that's the only thing I gotta do now is continue to be playful. Don't try don't pass the wagons in front of the horse. Like I could tell you, you know what? I can give you another advice too, but I will be dishonest. I could tell you know what? If you get in the gym, start lifting weights, you know, maybe steroid shots, maybe take off the gi, you know, train with no gi. I can give all the, but that would not be a very honest. Honest would be very bad. It would be a complete disaster. But if you really, now you're already a purple belt, the worst is already behind. Your worst times on the mat is behind already.
Oh.
Trust me.
Okay.
As a purple belt, how many years have you been training?
7.
So you have all your bad moments way back there. So the people who's giving you a hard time right now, they're more advanced guys, right? And another one who probably can give you a hard time is going to be younger, stronger, and new white belts or new person, but very strong. And that's not the person that you should be training with. Honestly, I think that any white belt, my advice for everybody, if you guys can diminish a little bit the sparring time and elongate a little bit more the practice time, like doing mechanics, studying curriculum, more over and over and over. Do the curriculums over and over and over. Study the curriculum. If you can make your white belt life based on absorbing of curriculum, like studying curriculum, and only small increments of sparring. So you spar only specific times from the mount position, from the back, from the guard, passing the guard, defending the guard. When you defend the guard, somebody sweep you, start over again. So you only do specific training. That's for the white belt. And of course, when you do that, what's going to happen is that you're going to end up to be a blue belt with more knowledge with less practice. So you're going to have less hours of sparring, but more knowledge. You know, with them, the amount of knowledge is going to allow you to avoid injuries. If you guys think about the time you get hurt in jiu-jitsu the most, is by a little stuff that you forgot, or a hand that you put somewhere, or your leg that they twist in the wrong way, and you get hurt, or neck, or shoulder, and everything get hurt. So if you can diminish a little bit the injury time, you are going to be you're going to have a better life on the mat. My advice for everybody here is on the beginning of jiu-jitsu, try to use that time to acquire the amount of knowledge where you have nothing, you have no responsibilities, you don't have nothing. The only thing you do, you come to class and you absorb mechanics every single day. You don't have to perform, you don't have to represent, you know they're representing nobody's name. You guys are lucky. When I was a kid, in 3 months of class, Rickson Grace decided to make Rickson Grace team. I told, sign me up, Rickson. I'm going to be there. 3 months of class. Sign me up, Rickson. So I was in the car going to the tournament. I was driving, and Rickson was giving the hint. Hey, Pedrinho, you know, when you go to the tournament, you go ahead and you put the guy up in your guard, and you bombard this guard. And I was like, okay, put the guy in the guard, bombard my guard. So I drove the car. I arrived in the tournament, and I fought one of the Halls Grace top-notch guy. He passed my guard 25 times. just walked through me like nothing, you know, but I fought like a lion. I swear to God, like a lion. I was like, on the end of the match, I was like this on the mat, dead, you know. When I saw it was Rickson coming, he's smiling. I said, man, what are you smiling for, man? Dude, you did awesome, this is horrible. He's one of the tough guys. I said, man, you didn't tell me that, you know. I was like, you could have told me that, man. So today we don't have this anymore. You guys don't have this kind of obligation no more. The white belt should come to class as a Bible. You gotta study the Bible. You gotta read everything there. Read all the curriculum. Learn the curriculum. The Grandmaster curriculum, our white to blue curriculum, that curriculum has been a Bible for many schools for almost 20 years now. And every school who promote guys based on they end up to produce some good guys. We get some good. We don't get sloppy guys there, because what you do, you cover the holes right from the beginning. You don't leave those holes. When you have the holes in your game and people dig the holes, that's the problem right there. That's a huge problem. You know, a little hole that you have here or there because you have a habit, you have some kind of move that you've been trained too much, a habit, and now the guy discovered your habit. He got your number down. You probably know what I'm talking about here. How many guys that is very difficult for us to train, but it's like this. I can train this guy here, and I might be able to tap him, and you go and you tap him, but when I train with you, you tap me every time. I don't know if you guys ever see that happen before, but it's kind of common to have that happen. So you tap one guy very well, this guy tap the other guy very well, and the other dude tap you. So that's why, because he discovered my hole, he discovered my game. I discover your game, you discover his game, but I have not discovered his game. And that's how jiu-jitsu is. Should I be mad with this? I gotta study that. I gotta go back there. I gotta let it tap me over and over and over for me to be able to premeditate those moments, and try to anticipate those moments. Next time, I try to anticipate that. Before you get there, I try to avoid them. I try to be sneaky. So that's my first line of defense, is to be sneaky, avoidable. Eventually, I want to counterattack every move. That's how the more advanced guys, purple, brown, and black belts, blue belts, they do that too. They advance moves by counterattack moves. And that's the future of jiu-jitsu for everybody here, is to always have mechanics in your hands, and the Brazilians to call poison hands. You have poison in your hands. So anytime you touch somebody, you leave a little poison. You know, hold somebody's neck, you know, the guy's almost step over there. Grab the guy's arm, so you've got a poison. That's what you want to be. And eventually you can get there. Anyway, bring more problems here. Any other mechanics here? Yes, bro.
Mayor's King, very brother. So we're talking about that. I was just showing that. I was talking about that just a second ago. But he's here, and we were talking about like bringing the knees together from this side, right? And you know, like we do the knee pin pinch.
Yeah.
And I look, I'm like bridging and bringing the body this way.
Yep.
But like if he does it to me here like this, especially on this side, and he bridges and he does this, like when this comes, I feel like it's just the angle's a lot different.
Yep.
Then like here it feels like I can get to your stomach.
Yep.
But when it's like on that side, that's where I like.
Now start over again, please. Now step right there. Stop right there.
Oh, this gonna keep the hand from happening, huh? Oh,
No.
it's all good.
Let's do it again.
Okay, let's see.
Let me see.
So like you're curling with it this way. Like
Oh,
this.
now look at that.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Okay.
Now let's share this with everybody here, with people who haven't seen the movie before. Let's show this to everybody.
Nice. Curling.
So when you have somebody in cross body, what you do, you try to get the guy's knees pinched together. So start over again.
You can do it. You got it.
So you start with the knees apart. You start with the knees apart there. So what he does over there, you give a hug, walk and collapse the guy's leg, hold the leg, and in slow motion, put a big bridge over there. There you go, and climb over there. That's perfect. That is beautiful. That's a very useful technique that a lot of people get caught in this. It's good for us to know that. You never know when the guy cross body you. If the guy cross body like this, knees apart, use your leg to bring the guy's knee and use your arm so the guy's like this. Now if you kind of hold the guy's leg here, the only thing you gotta do is to put the guy's butt on the ground like this. And if you give me a hug, I cannot move this arm. I think that's what's missing. Was the hug.
You're right. Thanks, sir.
You are more than welcome. Any other move here that anybody would like to bring in? Yeah.
All right, come here. Is there a way we could go over like, cause you have such good connection on your thread the needle escape, and it's like hard to make that like connection like you do. You know what I mean? Like you're moving yourself out and just creating right off the bat and attaching to the hips.
Okay.
I've seen videos on it. It's just like I can't replicate how you do.
Just show me slow
So,
motion.
so you're basically talking about like making this occur more from like me just moving my body this way out and more of like just threading here. This is the part where I get lost. It's like, cause you're able to put pressure directly off of this right foot, and I always find like a lag, like I'm going like
Yeah,
this.
no, go back again. Yeah, your left leg cannot move.
Are you bridging towards the head when you just like get this out?
Yes, yes.
You are doing that?
Yes. If you move your leg out of there, go back again. So basically you gotta think about that. You move your leg, now stay right there. Stay right there. Now what's most important here is this leg here to be planted on the ground and this hip here to be activated. A little bit activated right there. Now try to drive forward. See, that's the most important right there. Now go ahead and move this leg to the other side. Move the leg.
Through the lead needle.
Yeah, no, move the leg forward. Step over.
Oh, step over this way.
Now stop there. Now drive forward.
Yeah.
So that's where you gotta stop. You see the problem there? Now go ahead and step out. Lock your hips. When your hips is locked in the air, you bring this leg underneath. No. Go back. Slow motion. Hold on. You see this arm over here? You lay down there. You see this arm over here? You're gonna slide over here, this arm, and you're gonna lift your hips a little tiny bit, and you're gonna put this leg way back there. There we go. Now, okay. Now let's do it again. Hold on. Do it again. It's not done yet, but spell it.
Manhandling. So I'm here.
Slow motion. The same time you're gonna
Bridge
tread
towards the head and stretch.
your left shoulder's gonna slide. You see how your left shoulder's in his collarbone?
Yeah.
You're gonna put the left shoulder right in his chest. Voila. Now you escape every time if you do this. So basically what you gotta think about.
That was good. I remember.
Look at that. Look here. You step out first, and you do a little tweak here first. Now step out again. So that's the beginning. When it comes time to do the move, you lock your hips like this, lock. Now look at this. I can move this leg here without moving anything else. Now when this leg goes back, watch my left shoulder. Right here. From here, look, I bring this leg back, and you start going towards the guy like this. You walk like a frog. So it's important when you guys do that. Move on. Walk. So when you flip, it's like a cat. When you flip it like a cat, you just walk to it. Let's do one more time.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I got a
Lift
bridge.
the hips a little bit. You got it. You got it. Now if you do that, it's hard for the guy in the body to stop you. And for the guy to stop you, he gotta drive.
Yeah.
Right?
Go the other way with it.
What are your hands gonna do there?
Post on the hip and move in the opposite direction. Thanks.
Now slow motion. Let me see how you do it. Slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. Hey, you got
I
anything?
got like 2 weeks ahead of practice. That's what it's gonna look like.
Don't worry. If you got anything to be done there, it's better to do it now than later.
So I'm here, right? Connecting, starting to move my hip here. Move my hip.
Now stop right there.
Initiating.
Stop right there. Your right arm should be stretched. Your
Straight.
right.
Oh, like touch the pelvis on the right hand too.
Yeah, your right arm should be stretched,
Okay.
and you should be bringing your hips close to his legs. Now when you put weight on you, no, that. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
Again.
It's
Now
hot,
let's
right?
fix that.
No, it's really good. It just.
Over there in the middle. Let's fix that.
That's exactly
Don't
why I
worry.
brought it up, man.
Don't worry. So instead use your elbow, use your hand.
So it's straighten and put on the pelvis.
Yeah, you gotta go lay down set. You gotta put your hand, now stretch your arm. And what you gotta do, you gotta put his pelvis on top of your leg.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Right here.
Oh, to
Now-
throw him, you
Yeah,
mean?
now bend your
Oh,
leg.
I see. I thought you wanted me to.
No. Yeah. Go back. Put him on top of your legs. Stay there. Now fold your legs that way. So now I'm gonna do this with no effort. Lay down second.
So you push on.
Stretch your arm. Stretch. There you go. Now look there. Falls like a little girl, like a little boy. Like that. There's no effort. No.
Falls like a baby. Falls like a baby. A baby. How's that?
Like a baby. So the key is to put the guy right in the lap and let your left do the job. That makes sense. That's why you need your arms straight. Because if your arms are straight, you can put anybody on top of your lap. If you have your elbow, the guy's on top of your chest. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
So anytime you want to put somebody, you see somebody cross body position, and you're over here, basically what you're looking for is to pull the guy to fall on top of your leg. When the guy go to your leg, you just go here. So the arm doesn't move at all. What the move is the leg. It's not this. It's not moving the guy here, because you're not going to be able to do it at all.
Right.
But what you do, you load the guy right here with your legs. Now, you move him right there.
Thank you, sir.
You more than welcome. When you start getting used to get those mechanics down, like I said, you get spoiled. We get spoiled with finesse, and you don't have to muscle no more. Because I can tell you, hey, I'm gonna grab the guy like this and toss him somewhere with it, right? But that's not practical. It's not doable for nobody else. Now, stretch your arm. Now put the guy in your hips. Now let your legs do the job. This is doable. And that creates, we get spoiled with that. I got spoiled myself, and many guys want to train jiu-jitsu that way. You get spoiled. And that's going to allow us to learn jiu-jitsu more deeply, because we're spoiled. Now, if you're not spoiled, anything is good. My advice for everybody is that come to the mat to get spoiled and try to really understand the finesse of the mechanic. Try to understand how the old masters stay on the mat for 80 years. How Grandmaster Grace was able to put a uniform for 80 years. He started at 15 years old and died at 95. Putting a gi every day. That's what I want to say. How that can be possible? How is it possible a 9 years old man will be walking? And walking with this kind of vitality. Now special training jiu-jitsu. Well, we need to learn that. And I'll guarantee you to everyone here, for you to learn this is not hard at all. It's this stuff that we've been playing over there, hand over here, twist over there. All those little tricks, and it's endless. In every position, every technique is endless. The key for us is to come to the mat and open our mind and be like a sponge. Be a sponge, like learn how to suck techniques for you. Learn how to bring techniques for you. And the secret for you guys to do that is this. How many guys don't want to train with this guy here? Smiling all the time, smiling. Look at that. I always smile. People like want to train this kid here. You got how many times? Think about that. You guys always playful. People want to be playful like this. So people want to train. When you're more like a trained jiu-jitsu and you put a smile, you're more you're getting submitted instead of getting mad. You guys are, man, that's a very cool environment here. What happened that people be more comfortable, people develop more trust, and with more trust, we're going to start to learn jiu-jitsu more deeply. Because now I don't have to tap so quickly anymore, because I trust all my partners. When I don't trust my partner, I'll tap really quick, man. I scream. I don't let nobody extend my joints. I don't trust my partner. Even though the guy might think about this going slow, but the guy, the ice cream that comes right into the mind. No coordination. So some people, they get stronger, powerful with no coordination, and they hurt everybody. And that's something that you need to avoid it, and you need to polish. Because one guy like this can take 10 of your best students out of commission. And it's not worth it to keep, when you have somebody like this in the school, the best approach you can have is to go to the guy and say, listen, I want to tell you this school here is not quite a fit for you. But I know exactly a school that man, you're going to be so happy there, man. And you send him to your competitor. And your competitor's like, man, that's so cool, man. Can't believe Jeff sent me students. I say, yeah, Jeff sent me students. You can keep it. That's the key, man. And now serious guys, I watch in Brazil. I moved from Brazil in 1990. And from 1990 until 2000, I didn't travel to Brazil as much often. I've been there one time in 93, and I couldn't go back to Brazil for many years. And when I was going back to Brazil in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2002, after that I've been every year back to Brazil, I noticed the explosion of Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. And one thing that I noticed was Copacabana. They have Copacabana on the beach, and they have the Copacabana in the main road, in the drag commercial road. Used to have probably, I want to say probably 25 academies just in that road, one road. 25 academies like this. Dun, 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 jiu-jitsu, 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 jiu-jitsu. 25 in Copacabana. Avenida Nossa Senhora de Copacabana. 25 academies there. And what's happened over there is that the students start getting bickering, started fighting, the instructors start getting bickering, everybody started fighting against everyone. They start called the pit boys. Pit boys was jiu-jitsu guys with no manners. And what they used to do, they used to go to nightclubs and parties and birthdays and deals and walk there and just getting fights and hurting people. And it was in the newspaper. It was horrible. Jiu-jitsu in Brazil was like the worst reputation. And I was in shock. Like, my goodness, that's completely against jiu-jitsu. How come it's like that? Well, what happened is, if you go back today, 90% of the schools are all gone. They all closed down. And because what happened, they start cutting each other's price. One guy charged 200, the other guys are 190, 180, 17, 160, 150, 140, 120, 199. Pretty soon, nobody could make a living. Nobody could pay the rent anymore. So the first school closed down. Then the second school closed down. Then the third one. Then the fourth one. Well, honestly, I tell that most of those guys that got hurt and got discouraged and stopped training jiu-jitsu, no curriculum. Everybody was going there just to be there. I want to be a pit boy. I want to be a tough guy. I want to have girlfriends. So I need to be tough in Rio de Janeiro because it's a macho culture. I need to walk macho. I need to destroy my ears. So they physically, and they go to, hey, can you do it? Can you please? I'm doing you, doing me. So they start doing stuff like this in school. So they ended up to be almost like a fashion in Brazil for some years. Well, of course, reality knocks back again, and everybody started to recognize that, whoa, that's not the right way to do jiu-jitsu. Basically, with this coronavirus that we all got the past couple of years, every single school who had a curriculum, has a good quality, has a good martial arts academy, has good ethics, they survive. And all the other schools, club here, club there, group here, group there, boom, they all fold up. So for now on, anybody who's following curriculum, anybody who's kind of following a good guidelines, you guys are gonna explode it. I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing over there in Virginia, every single day, 3, 4, 5 new students walk in class there. Now they have a waiting list. You cannot walk in the school and take class anymore. You have to call to set up an appointment, and the appointment is like a month later. It's crazy. And you cannot go to classes, just too many people there. So every single one here, if you guys do the right things by the book, you're gonna find the same thing. What you do in your community, you're gonna expand jiu-jitsu to your community, and you're gonna have such incredible amount of good people that you're gonna see. And you're gonna see those little kids, right now they're like this, pretty soon they're bigger than us, and they're gonna spank all of us here. So get ready for that, because I've been saying this, I've seen this happen before too. We have several kids now. We have one kid now in Virginia. Kid is 16 years old, but been trained since 5. I took him to Brazil. He tapped a black belt there 3 times. 16 years old boy. And the black belt was not a slacker. But got caught 3 different times. So that's the kind of thing I think is important for us to kind of think about longevity and what you're doing on the mat, what you're actually producing here on the mat. Stay focused, stay motivated, because this is just the beginning. It's just you guys are gonna see it. Jiu-jitsu never stop. When you put your mind here set with finesse, good mechanics, you get spoiled. More mechanics, more problem here.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I have like really bad knees, and I can't stay up on my knees and like sit back like a lot of people can to maintain my posture. So I've been working with like Professor Eric, and one of the things, like when I'm in guard, I sit back kind of like this, so I can get the same basic mechanics. But in order to keep people from coming up, if my legs are out to this side, I kind of have to block over here. If I switch to the other side, I kind of have to block over here. Is there another mechanic? Because this is getting predictable, right? Because I do the same thing every time, and I feel like, here, would you like an arm bar? Would you like an arm bar? Are there some other mechanics that I can use to help me maintain this posture without getting knocked over one way or the other than just facing out with my hand?
Well, with your knees giving this kind of trouble, so my advice for you is for you to move forward. Really, really forward, not just in knees. Lay down side. Let me get in your guard. Tell me what you feel about that. So, you come over here. How do you feel over here?
Squished.
But do you feel it's okay?
Well, it's uncomfortable.
It's
but I mean-
uncomfortable for you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But think about this now. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That might be something that you should try to do.
Okay.
Can you lay down here, please? Now just climb yourself really up high. Put your head down. See if you put your head down on the ground. Side by side with him. Side by side. Yeah, side by side. Stay there. Just put your hand side by side. Yeah, right there. Now get up. Can you stay there?
Yes.
Can you shake it?
Sure.
Can you push the leg down? That'll be something that you might be on your bread and butter right there, man. You know,
yes.
this bad knee that you got, to avoid to have any kind of tweak it, climb up right away.
Thank you.
Put your hips and your body above him.
Okay.
That way, head and head together here. Stay down there. When you have to pass the guard, you bring your legs and you shake it. And you're gonna see the guy's legs gonna slide a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what you gotta do, you have to compensate. If you feel like you're gonna lose your base, you just compensate. Compensate. But you put the legs together and shake it.
Excellent.
Try again. Stay there, stay there. Yep. Shake it. You can pass that way, or you can pass sideways and go straight to the mount. That might be something that for your knee, if I was you, that would be less risk than to be in the guard and risk somebody to climb up and try to go for sweep and break your leg there. Is there any reason that it doesn't move very well?
Yeah, they've both been torn up and broken. I did lots of dumb things when I was a kid. When I was a cop, I had this one broken. When I was a kid, I tried some stupid rodeo thing and had a bull smash this one. So yeah, I mean, I wear my braces all the time, so they hold them together as best as I can, but they're junk.
Yep. Well, I'll try that. See if I work better. You put yourself in less risk there.
I like that solution.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're wonderful, comment. My pleasure. My pleasure. Any other problem here? I don't want to take you guys' time here. Go ahead.
How would you deal with somebody who has the hip hooker?
Talk about the over one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if somebody has this right here, how do you deal with this right here? Because like if he gets me caught in here, I'm definitely going to flip this way or come out like this. I was wondering if you had any advice on dealing with that.
When somebody gets your leg over
Yeah.
there. Let me get over there. Like you're over here, and so the first thing we'll try to do here, look, if you can, slide the other leg here underneath it.
Yeah.
So now if you try to lift it now,
That's not happening.
you understand?
Yeah.
So that's, instead leave your leg bend over there, where you can lift. When you lift, my other leg gonna go up, right there, perfect. Go back again, look at that.
Yeah.
Now you try to lift. So that's do something. Now you can try it. Hook over there. Now look at it. I can bring this leg in, and I slide the leg inside. I let it go, and I let you lift. When you lift,
Slick. That's good. Nice.
Yeah, I did. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, you secure the position first,
Yeah.
and after that, let the guy lift. When he lifts, come out. It's always one step ahead.
Yeah.
I cannot emphasize how simple this thing is. Just think about that. But you cannot come up with this alone. It's hard for us to come up alone. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I've been there. I know how it is. So what you do now is, from now on, every single time they got something trouble, you go back there and you try to think, but man, if I was in the opposite side, what would you like to have? What do you think the guy, my opponent, needs to make this happen? To make this technique happen? Oh, he needs a leg. Oh, let me hide my leg. Oh, he needs my hand. Let me hide my hand. You start to create little problems, little baby problems, until you come up with a solution.
That's nice.
You're welcome, friend. All right, guys. I don't want to take you guys' time. I understand that we should be following you guys' time.